All right, let's get into it. Today, we are diving headfirst into a true classic, Asterix and the Golden Sickle. You're going to see how seemingly simple errand for our favorite Gauls completely spirals into this massive citywide conspiracy. It's a wild ride. So, let's set the scene. It's 50 BC, and we're in that one tiny Gaulish village still holding out against the Romans. You know the one. Life is pretty sweet, right? Obelix is carving his menhirs, there's plenty of wild boar to go around. It's the very definition of peaceful, indomitable life. But that idyllic peace, yeah, it gets shattered. You hear this cry of absolute despair from Getafix, the village druid. His golden sickle is broken. And this isn't just any tool, it is the only tool that can cut the sacred mistletoe he needs for their magic potion. And that one quote just says it all, doesn't it? It captures the sheer panic of the moment. See, the annual Druid conference is coming up fast. If he doesn't get a new golden sickle, Getafix can't go, and way more importantly, he can't brew any more magic potion. The village's entire strength is literally on the line here.
Okay, so they need a plan and they need it now. On the surface, it seems pretty straightforward. They'll travel to the big city of Lutetia, find this famous sicklesmith named Metallurgix, who just happens to be Obelix's distant cousin, and buy a brand new golden sickle. And who steps up to the plate? Asterix and Obelix, of course. Our heroes volunteer for the quest. So if you're already enjoying this heroic journey, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps. Now, let's get on the road to Lutetia. And just like that, our heroes are off. They've got a flask of magic potion, just in case of emergencies. But as you can probably guess, the road to a massive city like Lutetia is never, ever as simple as it looks. Their first little test comes pretty quick when a gang of robbers makes the very, very foolish mistake of trying to ambush them. Honestly, for Asterix and Obelix, this is less of a threat and more like a light morning workout. A couple of well-placed punches, and those bandits are just left in a dazed little pile. Later on, they stop for a bite to eat and happen to mention where they're headed to the innkeeper. His reaction is a little concerning. He warns them that sickles are really hard to come by in Lutetia right now, and that the whole business is surrounded by danger. This is our first real hint that this isn't just a simple shopping trip. And then, finally, they arrive. Lutetia, what will one day become Paris, is this sprawling, chaotic, absolutely massive city. The air is thick with the noise of Roman construction, and in a brilliant little bit of satire, the bridges are already completely jammed with traffic. It is a total sensory overload for our two Gauls from the countryside. And this, my friends, is where the story shifts. The simple shopping trip is officially over. It's now a full-blown criminal investigation. The mystery of the missing sickles is about to get very, very real. So they find Metallurgix's shop, but right away, they know something is seriously wrong. After Obelix gently opens the locked door, by which I mean he smashes it to smithereens, they find the place has been totally ransacked. The sicklesmith is gone, and all the signs of a struggle point to one thing: kidnapping. Trying to get some answers, they head to a local tavern. But the second they ask about Metallurgix, well, it kicks off a classic Asterix brawl. You can just imagine the air filling with the sound of bang and plaff as they completely clear the room. Of course, all that noise attracts a Roman patrol, and our heroes get themselves arrested. So in their jail cell, they meet this very drunk Gaul. And he makes a huge mistake. He thinks they're new recruits for the Sickle Gang. And in his drunken state, he accidentally spills a crucial piece of information. This is a massive turning point in their whole investigation. And there it is, under the dolmen. That one little slip of the tongue gives them their first real lead. It's the secret meeting place for the gang that grabbed Metallurgix. So, after they easily break out of prison, they finally have a destination. So now we finally see the big picture, the whole conspiracy. And the guy pulling all the strings, it's none other than Surplus Dairy Produce, the prefect of Lutetia himself. He's engineered this whole citywide shortage to create a black market, making himself rich by taking honest craftsmen like Metallurgix right off the board. Okay, things are really starting to heat up, aren't they? If you want to see how this whole conspiracy unravels, you know what to do. Go on and hit that subscribe button. Armed with that brand new clue, Asterix and Obelix are heading for the forest just outside the city, an area we now know as the Bois de Boulogne.
The goal is simple. Find that dolmen and confront these traffickers face to face.
Man, this journey through the forest at night is just treacherous. The dark is filled with the howls of wolves, and you can just feel the bandits lurking in the trees. The whole atmosphere is so tense and spooky. It's a world away from the bustling city they just left behind. After a long, tense search, they finally find it, the dolmen. They watch as one of the traffickers arrives and just disappears. This leads Asterix to discover a cleverly hidden trapdoor. They've found the gang's secret lair. And they don't hesitate for a second. They drop right down into the hideout, landing square in the middle of the whole gang. Asterix gives the order, and Obelix is more than happy to oblige. This is it. This is the moment their entire investigation has been building towards. What happens next is just pure, glorious chaos. The underground cavern just echoes with the sounds of battle as our two heroes systematically take apart the entire criminal enterprise. And in the aftermath, lying there amidst a pile of unconscious bandits, they find him, Metallurgix, tied up but safe. So the fight is won, Metallurgix is saved. But hey, the mission isn't quite over yet. The mastermind behind all this still needs to be brought to justice. They march straight back to the prefect's palace. With one of the captured gang members as their witness, they expose Surplus Dowry Protus as the corrupt ringleader. His whole scheme just unravels right there, and he gets arrested by his own men. Justice is served. A super grateful Metallurgix gifts them his absolute finest Golden Sickle. Their quest is finally complete. Asterix and Obelix journey home, and you better believe they get a hero's welcome, delivering that precious sickle to Getafix just in the nick of time. And here we are, at that iconic ending every Gaulish adventure needs, a massive banquet under the stars, celebrating the return of their heroes. Everyone is happy. Well, almost everyone. Sorry, Cacophonics. It's that classic running gag that just perfectly caps off the whole story. You know, Asterix and the Golden Sickle really shows us that sometimes the biggest adventures can start with the smallest problems. It's just a great reminder that a community's true strength isn't just in some magic potion, but in the courage and the friendship of the people who step up when things get tough. And that's our deep dive into Asterix and the Golden Sickle. I really hope you enjoyed the journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hey, tell us in the comments which classic adventure you think we should break down next. Thanks for watching.